Religious artwork tend to serve an ecosystem of conceptual symbolic order, somehow reducing or diminishing what is right there, beautifully pieced together by the artist for our observational optical pleasure. The manner in which art pieces alone have been meticulously put together for years in some cases gets overlooked because there's a higher function that gets pointed at. Always in some cases, in order to gain power, a mediating force has to point us to something we have to draw meaning from. Critters and creatures bear the most significant testimony to what is referred to as the cosmological importance of display. A Swiss zoologist by the name of Adolf Portman provided pieces of evidence again and again for the superiority demonstration takes in wildlife. Outer coats for many varying kinds of species is laid out within the genetic makeup. It then is formed before the naked eyes can actually ever come to see or bear witness to the end result of the coats, however they may look. Now, we found this to be particularly astonishing, quite remarkable. Portman also regarded that there are tiny sea critters that dwell so far beneath the ocean waters where light doesn't breach, which demonstrate intense coloring along with congruent features that will go unnoticed in their own ecological environment. These features, configurations, and characteristics will even go unnoticed by their own kind. Some of their own kind don't even possess functioning organs to see anything, let alone another's decor. This really bent our minds. The configurations, features, markers, and patterns had no immediate useful objective. They weren't for being able to blend with the environment better so they can hide from predators, nor for seducing a mating partner, nor for procuring territory, or to bring in prey. It was all produced as demonstration for the sake of demonstration. We have, in a sense, the animating principle which flows throughout time within life, what some would call evolution and rationalization. Evolution uses rationalization to explain purposes behind every gesture or feature of an animal, whereas what we are discussing here is the beauty of being. These reflections or impressions stemming from the ideas contained within a classical sense of the word cosmos, along with the ideas contained within Adolf Portman's indications of animal display, hopefully give us a newly refound platform from where to regard beauty from. It's our hope that we can begin to view beauty from the paradigms of subjectivity and objectivity, from what would be inhibitions of the theorized, prolific, mythic imagination. If the whole of life is biographically aesthetic, and if the cosmos with a K themselves are mainly a multiplicity of biographical events happening aesthetically, simultaneously, all across space, that would mean in part that beauty isn't just a trendy cultural item we could adorn ourselves with, some place where lovers of wisdom could find shelter in, a domain within the arts, or even a special type of exclusive privilege contained within the realm of the arts. Beauty remains consistent in its ability to be flattened through explanation. Beauty will continue to go as so, primarily due to beauty requiring perceptual observance of what's just far beyond human or mortal interpretation. Technically speaking, how do we go about bringing repression off of beauty and invite her back to return? We won't be able to do so straightforwardly. We won't accomplish her return by making what we think beautiful is. This direct, even linear approach doesn't lead us there due to utilizing the same method which represses beauty. ego would have to be affected by beauty first. In liberating ourselves out of this conundrum, we have to move not so straightforwardly. Ego has to enter circumstances like those of beauty. We can begin by addressing pleasure. It's been said that beauty is pleasure objectified, regarded as the quality of a thing. Beauty is no such thing. What is considered pleasing, delightful, charming, or sensually joyful is all perceived. Brushes up with pleasure from a subjective level are psychological phenomena, whereas what is labeled as pleasure objectively speaking is what we refer to as beauty.